when I first started doing YouTube videos, there were a lot of contests out there. You would see them for people doing 100 subscribers, celebrations. People would do it after their 100th PBR on camera. You know who I'm talking about. Uh, but we have one here celebrating 1 year making videos, and that is by my friend, everybody's friend, Dave, over at M Fidelity. That's M for uh, McDonald's. There you go. Dave is very supportive. That's the main reason why I'm doing this contest. Dave is always commenting on my videos. He's always popping in, saying hello, offering support. He does it for a lot of channels. And he's just a really nice guy, very soft-spoken kind of guy, but has a lot of music that he likes to show. And Dave had this idea for the celebration of his 100th, of his 1 year here on YouTube. He wants us to talk a little bit about London. He's been to London. I've been to London one time back in 2016, my senior year of college. Got to do all the tourist stuff. Got to walk across Abbey Road, which was a pinnacle moment of my life. Got to see St. Paul's Cathedral, River Thames, Harrods. Got to eat bad food. It was great, and I miss it, and I want to go back. But Dave has 5 prompts, which turned out to be a little bit more challenging than I thought. But anyway, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. His first prompt is a song that mentions London. Well, I've got to be talking about my man Nick Drake. This is his second record called Brighter Later. He does a song on here called At the Chime of a City Clock that mentions London and just kind of going through the town. It kind of gives you this idea, this feeling of being, out and about late night. It's kind of got some Van Morrison, Astral Weeks kind of jazz to it. It's a fantastic record if you don't know it. Nick Drake, one of my favorites of all time. Somebody that I've been on a big kick for. And yeah, The Chime of a City Clock by Nick Drake mentions London. Number 2, a live album recorded in London. Now, I have this lovely, beautiful box set here. Bob Dylan, the 1966 live recordings. This is when Bob Dylan went electric and got booed, had a lot of his shows. Though it's interesting listening through this series, I have not even gotten halfway through the 36 CDs that came with this. But to listen to this, you don't hear the same kind of booing that, we kind of have grown to believe happened, is my opinion. Unless it doesn't come across as well on the recordings, which I know a lot of these are very rough recordings. But anyway, that's another story. Bob Dylan 1966 recordings, it captures just about every note that they were able to record during the show, during the tour. There are 4 CDs, so take your pick, Dave, that were recorded, that are released in this set that were in London. Obviously, the Royal Albert Hall was the big concert where somebody called Bob Dylan Judas, and he said, "I don't believe you," and then he turned around, shouted at the band to play it effing loud, and then they broke into Like a Rolling Stone. Oftentimes mentioned as the Royal Albert Hall concert that came out on a previous bootleg set that was actually recorded at the Manchester Arena. So this captures the Royal Albert Hall on May 26th and 27th. And yeah, very, very famous recordings by Bob during that series of shows. So there's 4 albums for the price of 1. Let me just put those back so that I don't forget where they go, because again, there's a lot of CDs there. So anyway, number 3, album or lyrics that mention a street in London. This was the hardest one for me. I looked and I looked and I looked and I could not find anything that I own. But there is a song that we all know, and the reason I'm going to mention this song is because I do have a little bit of a story. It's the song by Eddie Grant called Electric Avenue, and Electric Avenue is a very popular kind of party street in London. Big hit in the 80s. Just kind of a, fun, kind of just, again, like a party song. It's still all over, adult contemporary radio. But the funny story about this song, and I'm going to talk about her, and she watches my videos. My mom, when she was in high school, her senior year, they were doing a senior prank. And the whole idea of the prank was to do a pool party, a beach party across the street from the high school. And so Mom, who was one of the instigators of the prank, was carrying some of her peers were carrying a boombox, and this was the song that they played while they were leaving the school and walking across the street, where they had rented out a big truck full of sand that they dumped across the street to make a beach. They had, kiddie pools set up. They had beach towels, the whole thing. It made it onto local news as a big thing. My mom made it onto the local news, I think, yelling at people to keep it moving through the halls so that they could get to the prank across the street. So Electric Avenue is my choice for a street in London. Number 4, an album cover that was shot in London. Now, I believe, let me get this out. I originally was going to show The Who, My Generation, because there's this great photo of them standing underneath Big Ben. But apparently that is only the American edition. So I only have the UK. But yes, I think this is photographed in London. Mumford & Sons, Sigh No More. This is their first album. Mumford & Sons were big, kind of indie folk band that came out in the early 2000s. This is their first album called Sigh No More. And yeah, that's a shot from inside of a department store of some kind in London. It looks like it says, let me just see, photography, Pimpernel and Partners, I believe is the name of the location, but somebody can correct me on that. But yeah, they were kind of big in that start of like the, what they kind of call the stomp clap genre of Mumford & Sons, Lumineers. They kind of brought it into the mainstream, even though groups like the Avett Brothers were doing it before. But Sigh No More, it's a great record. Photographed supposedly in merry old England / London. All right, number 5, a song that mentions a area, a neighborhood, or a landmark in England. Well, this was an easy pick, but I had to go with it. This is Roger Miller. This is his Golden Hits record on Smash Records. I've got to go with that song right there, England Swings, which is just, if you know Roger Miller, he did a lot of goofy songs like Do Wacka Do, Dang Me, Chug-a-Lug. King of the Road was his signature, kind of novelty country, but he did a lot of good stuff too, a lot of like serious songwriting as well. But he did a song called England Swings, and it's the whole chorus is England swings like the pendulum do, bobbies on bicycles 2x2. Here's your landmark, Westminster Abbey. Here's another one, the Tower of Big Ben, the rosy red cheeks of the little children. It's not a great song, but it's catchy. So Roger Miller, England Swings. There you go, Dave. Congrats on a year, buddy. Hope you keep it up. You're teaching a lot of people about a lot of music, and that's what we need here on YouTube. So everybody go subscribe to Dave, even if you don't have a channel. Let's get his subs up a little bit. Let's get him to around 300 subs. I think he's in the 240s, 250s right now, so we can do better than that for Dave because he does so much for us. But that does it for me. In the meantime, y'all be good, take care, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.